Yo, this video is for Mitch Ray TA. My name is Matthew Ray Wilkins, and I had sent you a message about collaborating or something, and you asked kind of like what YoTV was, and or if you wanted to be on YoTV, and then you asked what YoTV was, and like it's an idea that I had 7 years ago that got like shadow banned essentially from reality. Or that's what it feels like. I just got like someone tried to put me in the void or something, and making sure that that isn't the case. And so I'm like forcing that this is that there's something like I want some kind of ability to put like content together that I like, and whether it be like media, whether it be like YouTube type stuff, movies, games, music, whatever. There's a lot of things that I want to do, but like as far as YoTV, there's just content that I think is better. Like I see a bunch of trash, um, like crypto bro stuff, right? And I think it's like toxic. But I think that there's value in technical analysis, education, and that you're doing it like more in an educational fashion. That it's not just um, like rug pull or like some, it's not scammy. Then it I don't get the vibe of scammy, and so that's why one of the reasons I'd like to collab, and I like the music that you play in the shows, or in your shows. And so my idea was just like, well, if I can, like, yeah, I had the idea, well, if I can just reach out to people, and I saw Alexandra Cooper from Call Her Daddy, and I thought, like, well, like, if I can just have shows on my, if I have YoTV and I can just have shows, and then it also gives me a voice, why wouldn't I? So, I just decided go for it. I mean, like it seems like I'm in some kind of Truman Show, like or like the movie Nerve, like thing anyway. So, like whatever that is, if that is the case, well, then just stop pretending. But if it's not the case, well, clearly there's some weird stuff going on around me. Like I can affect the weather, and so like I think I'm the guy conquering at the seven churches of Asia from Revelation. It's like a sword of the, in the stone like thing that you pull out if you're the guy doing the thing at Revelation. And I think that's me. But it also just means like, well, if we're gonna be in a kingdom of heaven, it's like there's a new heaven and a new earth. We live here, right? Well, what are we gonna do here? So, in any instance, I'm just saying right now, if I can make like a YoTV thing and have a voice and do stuff, and I'm putting stuff together. Mitch Ray. I mean, I guess this is two Mitch. So yo, um, uh, like having Mitch Ray TA as one of the shows or something on some kind of network where there's different shows on YoTV or something would be cool. And what was I gonna say? Here's another thing that like I think I just bring good ideas, and like the quicker that I can get them out, maybe the better it is, or who knows. But I'll say this: I'm going to share this idea that I had. So obviously, I believe technical analysis is valid. Like it's not just people saying stuff and getting lucky. There, it's seeing higher probabilities and certain patterns playing out in these charts, and then strategizing as to when to take those plays essentially. Um, so what happens when you add AI into that? And Grok 4 just came out, and I practiced like training up Grok 3. Sadly, Grok 3 doesn't have a working memory, and despite asking very bluntly towards the development staff, I haven't gotten that it can remember or that it knows who I am. But like it doesn't link social media. It doesn't, or in the least it doesn't. It pretends that it doesn't know who I am. So and it it just doesn't recognize. But the whole point that I'm getting at is that you can train it and like feed it information. So I'm gonna show what I'm talking about. So like here's a Grok chat that I had, and the idea with this chat is I trained Grok with. Well, first of all, I asked Grok if it knew technical analysis, and it says that it does. I mean, you can just read what it says here, and you can pause it. But essentially, like it understands TA concepts, and then, so Bolkowski is someone that Mitch, you talk about on your show. So I asked if it had these books, and doesn't have the full books, but I think it knows, it has the knowledge synthesized from it. So I just assumed it would have that. But then I was like, well, what does it have? Scott Carney's book, and then I found this Scott Carney book for whatever reason. It's an Iranian link. I just clicked the first link, but then I did find that he had him on his own website, so I used that afterwards. So whatever. I don't know what's going on with the link. Don't. It's just whatever. So maybe I'm pointing towards something. But all right, then added in additional books, right? And added in additional books. So the three harmonic trading by Scott Carney, and then so it learned it, and then I had a brain fart here. But I asked it about LAC because that's one that Mitch, you have been talking about, right? And so then it tells me how it thinks the chart's going to play out, and then it applies. It applies what I guess just how it looks at the chart, then application of Bolkowski, and then application of harmonic trading, and then how it believes the chart will play out, right? And so I was like, well, if I just take out $1,000 from something and put it into this, which isn't no money to me, but it's like I'm not going to let it lose all my money, all this money, but I also think I think there's a high chance probability based on what I can see that it understands these principles, and that these are valid principles that I've seen over time that in the least it swings the probabilities way in your favor, and you can strategize on when to take and when to not take, right? So anyway, it recommended this thing called Sezzle. So I just long story short, I put $1,000 into it, and it's down a little bit right now. But this is the update from this morning. It's you can read it and pause it here. But it has these. It has these. It basically explains it based on technical analysis and Carney's framework, right? So you can see where its logic is, and I don't have the time or whatever to check if its logic is correct based on Scott Carney's books, but I think it's valid, and you're teaching something valid, and so this, if it understands it, which it seems to, that it would be valid, and so I'm just going to keep believing that what it's talking about is valid, but it, again, it's probabilities. But if we look at the Sezzle chart, this is what it looks like, which is one of the reasons why I'm like, well, maybe it's not going to play out, but we'll see, because it doesn't have much history, and it's also looking at seemingly like sentiment on X. But anyway, here. So that's what the chart looks like. This isn't to actually look at charts. I'm not really looking at charts right now, but it's down a little bit from where I bought it. But it, I think it thinks it's gonna just keep going up, and it's just short term here. So seems reasonable to me. We'll see what happens. So I just thought I would get that idea out, and then Mitch, you can test this out or whatever. And these are the types of things where it's like I have these ideas and I just want to get them out and like move on, or like start it and try it and like move on, plant a seed, right? That's the I guess it's, yeah, planting seeds and just like moving on, and then water it, I guess, and come back to it. So that's the idea with this thing. And so like um we'll see how that plays out and if the AI has done what it, done something good. But I did want to share that applying these principles learned in the just from Mitch Ray's stream, and then like looking at the people that wrote the books, and then actually I think Joel Macaluso, who is a friend from college. Do I have friends in any instance, or from before college? In any instance, he went to Rice and like got a degree in math and does energy trading and stuff. And his um, he had a book by Bukowski on the shelf in his like whatever, stuff on trading. So that's another thing that I saw it and I'm like, all right, there's validation, right? There's some validation in this because, um, the industry, I guess the energy trading industry probably also uses these some of the principles. So in any instance, um, there's like I see multiple reasons as to why this would be valid, and I guess I'm doing a lightning lab experiments at the window. So this is like an AI experiment, an AI and a technical analysis experiment. So we'll see what happens. And if this is interesting to you, Mitch, then I guess this is the type of stuff that I do. I also do mixes and stuff, but I'm not like doing the music on the stream at the moment because I don't want to get copyright struck because I'm tired of it. Like I don't want to even deal with it. So yeah. But all right, well, hope you enjoyed. Have a blessed one. I'll catch you next time. Later. Yeah.